couple of things that I think that always should be said as far as accountants are concerned. A lot of times the accountant will be trying to help you avoid taxes, and sometimes avoiding taxes is a bad business decision. Sometimes you will buy unnecessary things or spend money on depreciating assets that could have been reinvested into the business in a different way. And so that's something that should be said, as well as that the accountant, sometimes if all they're focused on is helping you avoid taxes, there could be some missed opportunities there, I think maybe is the most delicate way I can put that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I've actually been talking about this a lot lately, that people think I hate bankers, and I don't hate bankers. I actually like bankers, but I have more frustration with accountants than I do with bankers, because accountants don't seem to understand cash flow, right? And it all comes back to cash flow. And they don't understand how to run a business, ironically. Like, you think that your accountant should understand how to run a business, and we're taking business advice from somebody that's trying to avoid taxes. Why? Was that a good business decision? You'll hear farmers and ranchers say a lot, well, the accountant told me I had to go buy something to avoid taxes. The banker told me that I could borrow the money. And now we're mad at the banker because the banker is asking for the money, when in fact, the accountant gave you horrible advice and you wrote the check and made that ultimate decision. And so it comes back to you to have to know a little bit about everything. But if your accountant is just trying to get you to zero and he's not looking out 4, 5, 6, 7 years to that payment, it's amazing to me how, oh, you can go buy that tractor or you can go buy that 1-ton pickup and we can depreciate it in 1 year. But did the accountant actually look at your books to say, oh, we can't make that payment for the next 7 years. If things go bad, we're not going to have 7 years to pay for that tractor. We're not going to have 5 years to pay for those cows. And almost always your bookkeeper is going to probably be the one to go to. The accountant in a lot of situations is nothing more than a paper pusher. And I'm probably going to tick off a lot of accountants. But if you're a good accountant, you will be looking and giving advice and saying, don't be buying that, because look at how tight you were. You don't need that. It needs to be a need. And I have ran into quite a few accountants that think that way lately. So they're... it gives me some hope. But a lot of this industry is in the position it's in because of accountants.
It should pay for itself in a year. Basically, any of these business expansion or business, we should be able to make the money we spent on it back in 1 year. That's one of the rules of thumb. Another one is Dave Pratt called them monuments to tax avoidance. That we've got these pieces of equipment sitting out in the brush row they're overgrown. There's a tree growing through the middle of them because they've been there since we bought them and we've never used them. They're just a monument to tax avoidance. And so I think that those are some of the things that we need to have our paradigm shifted on some of these things. And I think that all these, ultimately, success in all of these come down to communication.